Okay, guys, the next topic that we are going to talk about is the jobs and responsibilities of the tourist industry. And from this topic, we are going to see the expressions responsible to and responsible for. Okay, now to start, I have here an organization chart, as you can see. Okay, I have the hotel manager that is at the top of this organization chart. I have Rachel, the reception manager, May, the housekeeper, Max, the head chef. Now, under each of these members of the staff, I have more people. Okay, under Rachel, I have the cashier, the receptionist, the reservations clerks, and the porters. Under May, I have the cleaners, the room attendants. And under Max, I have the sous chef, pastry chef, chef de partie, commis chef, and kitchen porters. All right, now let's talk about these two expressions. Pay attention, please. We're going to start with the expression responsible to. This expression responsible to refers to the boss. That means the person who is in charge. Boss in Spanish would be jefe. El jefe, the boss. Okay, so if we go to this organization chart, we will see that the person who is at the top, okay, is the boss of all these people, okay, all these staff members. But we can see that Rachel, May, and Max are also bosses from these other people. Okay, Rachel is the boss of the cashier, the receptionist, the reservations clerk, and the porters. May is the boss of the cleaners and the room attendants. And Max is the boss of the sous chef, pastry chef, etc. Okay, now let's talk about this. Responsible to. Look at the sentence. Rachel is responsible to Leon, the hotel manager. That means that Leon is the boss of Rachel. Okay, Rachel is responsible to Leon. But also we can say that the cashier is responsible to Rachel. Okay, another example, the pastry chef is responsible to the head chef. That means that this person, the pastry chef, is responsible to the head chef. The head chef is the boss of the pastry chef. Okay, the boss is at the top. Remember, the pastry chef is responsible to. Okay, now when we talk about the expression responsible for, we're not talking about who is the boss or who is in charge of somebody, but we are talking about duties or responsibilities of the person. Duties in Spanish would be deberes. Cuando hablamos de responsible for, estamos hablando de los deberes o responsabilidades de la persona. Here we're not talking about the boss. Aquí ya no estamos hablando de quién es el jefe o quién es responsable de esa persona. Acá estamos diciendo quién es responsable de Rachel o quién es responsable del pastry chef. ¿Ok? Aquí más bien nos estamos refiriendo a las obligaciones o responsabilidades de la persona. So I'm using the same example. I'm using Rachel and I'm using the pastry chef in these two other sentences, all right? Rachel is responsible for the cashier, the receptionist, the reservation clerks, and the porters. It doesn't mean that these 6 people are the bosses of Rachel. No, it's the opposite. Rachel is the boss of the cashier, the receptionist, the reservations clerks, and the porters. Okay, these 4 are these 4 are her responsibility. Okay, estos 4 son responsabilidad de Rachel. Okay, responsible for these 4 people. Now, the pastry chef, look, remember the pastry chef is here. The pastry chef is responsible for baking bread and croissants. That means that this is the job of the pastry chef. He has to bake bread and croissants. Okay, so he is responsible for baking bread and croissants. Okay, I can use other examples. That's why I included here this organization chart. Okay, I can say that May is responsible for the cleaners and the room attendants because these two are her responsibility. Okay, so remember, when I say responsible to, I'm talking about who is in charge, who is the boss. Okay, and when I talk about or when I say the expression responsible for, I'm referring to the responsibilities or the duties or the job of this person. All right, I hope you can understand this. Okay, so let's practice. This is an activity that appears there on page 37 of your book. Okay, and we have here some of the jobs that we find in a hotel. Okay, we have cashiers, waiters, duty manager, the porters, the barman, and the car park. Now look at the other side. Well, here you have to write responsible to or responsible for. And we have the cashiers are the reception manager. The cashiers, reception manager. Do you remember the organization chart? Okay, the organization chart is here. We're talking about cashier and we're talking about the reception manager. So what would be the correct answer in this number one? Responsible to or responsible for? Let's check. It's responsible to. Why? Because the reception manager is the boss of the cashiers. Okay? So she or he is responsible for them. Okay? Next, the waiters are taking orders. Look, here we are not talking about who is in charge. I'm talking about a responsibility. So yes, the correct answer must be responsible for. Number 3, the duty manager is all the full-time staff. Okay, so that means full-time staff, we're talking about people. We're saying that he is in charge of these people. So yes, he's responsible for the full-time staff. Next, the porters are taking the guest luggage to their rooms. It doesn't say who is in charge of or who is the boss. It is only explaining the responsibilities of the porter. So yes, the correct answer must be responsible for. The number 5 says the barman is the bar manager. Okay, so what do you think is the correct answer? Here we are talking about two jobs, the barman and the bar manager. Yes, responsible to, because the bar manager is the boss of the barman. Okay, and the last one says the car park attendant is parking the cars. Here we're talking about an action. Here we are talking about a responsibility. So that means that the correct answer must be responsible for. Yes, parking the cars is the responsibility of the car park attendant. Okay, so remember, keep practicing this at home and study this for your exam. Okay guys, after the activity that you did about the expressions responsible for and responsible to, you will find on page 38 two listening exercises about the responsibilities of the staff, kitchen staff in a hotel or in a restaurant. Okay, in order to answer these two exercises, the exercise 5 and the exercise 6, you have to go to the transcript on page 80, and you will find this part where it says, and in the kitchen, okay? And here they describe, okay, what these people have to do. For example, the head chef, the sous chef, and then you have to match the responsibilities. You have bake all the bread rolls and croissants, are responsible to the sous chef, prepare the vegetables, sharpen the knives, etc. Okay, you have to match these responsibilities to the 6 staff member of the kitchen. And then in the number 5, you have to complete the sentences, okay, with the transcript. All right, and that will be all for this unit 3.1. Well, after you finish the listening activities, on page 39 you will have the vocabulary of this unit 3.1. Kitchen equipment sería equipo de cocina, and kitchenware es batería de cocina. And in kitchen equipment we have blender, deep fat fryer, dishwasher, food processor, heat lamp, hob, refrigerator, and toaster. And in kitchenware we have baking tin, flan, tart dish, frying pan, mixing bowl, roasting tin, saucepan, souffle dish, and stock pot. Remember to look for the meaning of these words.